Hello and welcome to National Focus for Thursday the 23rd of October 2025. I am Julian Morris. In the headlines, Evelina Blanc crowned Madame Wob Dwiyèt 2025. Prime Minister Skerrit warns against high-risk foods amid NCD crisis and tight security in place for World Creole Music Festival. The details of the headline stories and more when we return. Welcome back. A new Madame Wob Dwiyèt has been crowned following an electrifying performance at the Massac Sports Facility last evening. Miss Evelina Blanc, who represented the communities of Grand Bay and Maho, captured the title of Madame Wob Dwiyèt 2025. She also won the award for Best Performing Talent and Best Creole Contemporary Wear, while Mrs. Virginia Menz captured the award for Best in Wob Dwiyèt. Mrs. Angelica Gaspar, who represented the community of Casabruce, emerged as first runner-up, followed by Mrs. Virginia Menz of Loubier, who captured the second runner-up position. Contestant number 2, Mrs. Cynthia Talbot, was unable to compete due to a family emergency. Miss Evelina Blanc was crowned by Mrs. Anne-Marie Wallace, who has been the reigning Madame Wob Dwiyèt for the past 3 years. The Division of Culture is set to host the Miss Wob Dwiyèt pageant on Wednesday, October 29, where a new Miss Wob Dwiyèt will be crowned. NCDs, or non-communicable diseases such as cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, chronic respiratory disease, account for 75% of all deaths in the Caribbean region. The economic burden is large. NCDs are estimated to cost Caribbean economies between 1.4% and 8% of GDP.
I keep saying to my colleagues, we have to go back to the basics in the country. Go back to a very strong backyard gardening. If you having all your free meals from a supermarket, there's something wrong. You're going on the wrong path. You must be able to consume locally produced items. We make juice. I don't know why we put in so much sugar in the juice when the fruits are so sweet already. And we're just pouring sugar as if sugar is costs nothing, and it makes no sense. And so we have to watch those things.
The Prime Minister cautions against excessive oil and fried foods, which can clog arteries and increase the risk of diabetes, heart attacks, and strokes.
I'm not sure why we're buying ourselves to poor health in the country. We spend so much money buying things that are not helping us, is really affecting us. And so we have to be more conscious of what we consume. Everything is in moderation, but we have to be careful about excess. And so we have to be very careful of this because we have to reduce on this thing.
During his remarks, Prime Minister Skerrit highlighted the human cost of non-communicable diseases in using a vivid example to illustrate how these illnesses can devastate families and communities.
You have a young lady who is 40 years old. She has 3 children. She gets her first stroke. She's diabetic. You understand? And she gets a second one. It puts her down completely bedridden. So she can't go to work. She has 3 children. So she becomes unemployed because she has been if she's working, she's medically bodied off. What happens to that family? 40 years. You understand? 40 years. And we have such situations in the country that some of us are aware of, and those things can be prevented by what we consume and some exercise too.
Patrons preparing for the 25th anniversary edition of the World Creole Music Festival can expect a tight security at this weekend's event. For this weekend's highly anticipated festival, the police department is very much aware of the expected crowds and is making sure that patrons' safety and security will be prioritized.
All plans are in place to ensure that patrons of the festival enjoy themselves in a safe environment. As a consequence of this, people are expected to see an increased presence of the police in uniform and plainclothes in the city of Roseau and environs.
Patrons can expect a no-tolerance policy for lawbreakers.
Make it clear that we will not tolerate, the police will not tolerate any transgressions as it pertains to the laws of the Commonwealth of Dominica. You can be assured that anyone who disturbs the peace and breaches the law during these activities will be dealt with to the full extent of the law.
The police force is welcoming all visitors to Dominica at this time, but patrons are also being urged to celebrate responsibly and respect the country's laws.
The police force continues to play its part in ensuring public safety and security. We call on all citizens and visitors alike to cooperate and do their part in maintaining peace and order in our lovely island. Together, let us keep Dominica the safest and most enjoyable destination for fun and frolic.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. Venezuela's ambassador to Dominica has highlighted his country's resilience in the face of international sanctions, saying that despite economic challenges, Venezuela has continued to advance over the past 2 decades. The ambassador said that while the sanctions have affected various sectors of the Venezuelan economy, the country has continued to move forward through innovation, national cooperation, and strong regional partnerships. He noted that Venezuela has managed to maintain stability and pursue growth in key areas of national development.
Because of the sanctions, at the beginning, the country was in economic fall down economically. Because to adapt to the new economy, it was difficult. It took us a time to adapt, but at the beginning, sanctions make a very big damage. So the economy was very difficult to face, and many people migrate, looking for better opportunities. So a wave of people migrate to many countries.
As part of efforts to address the impact of sanctions, the ambassador said the Venezuelan government has strengthened diplomatic relations with China and other partner nations. He emphasized that Venezuela continues to advocate for peace, which he described as being in the best interest of the entire Caribbean region.
Our call is for preserve the peace in our region. We're trying to portray that it's not just about Venezuela. If the United States starts a war in the Caribbean waters, it's going to be bad for all of us. It's going to be bad for our economy, for our people. If they decide or if they're threat or not, if they shoot a nuclear weapon, the disaster is going to be in the whole region. Nuclear weapons go through the whole region, they destroy the ecosystem, they destroy everything around.
The ambassador also referenced recent policy changes under the current U.S. administration, noting that thousands of Venezuelans no longer have temporary protected status. And now for your weather update. A weak mid-upper level instability is expected to support occasionally cloudy and gusty conditions with some periods of scattered showers, mainly overnight. People in areas prone to flooding and falling rocks should exercise caution, as localized moderate to heavy showers are possible. Slight dust haze may be evident in some areas today. Individuals with respiratory sensitivities should take the necessary precautions. Slight to moderate seas are forecasted for the next 24 hours. Wave heights decreasing to 3 feet along the western coast and peaking near 7 feet along the eastern coast. Northerly swells are likely to impact the eastern coast tonight. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. And as Dominica continues to celebrate 47 years of progress and purpose, be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I am Julian Morris. Thanks for watching.